All right, folks, welcome to another Titans League series. In this group, it has been a story of two players dominating thus far, and the other four fighting for who will be the two to go down, who will be the fourth place spot to stay alive for next season, and who will be the third place spot to go into the playoffs. MbL is 8-1 coming into this fourth round, and one game he did lose was in the very first rounds. Having seen that one game that he lost, I could tell you, he wasn't really warmed up for TTL. He didn't know about the maps too much at that point. I think MbL is probably feeling very little pressure because he knows all the players he's up against quite well. Wow, he's really close to stealing all those sheep. And really close to stealing that sheep as well. Dang. So MbL's gone for the Vietnamese here. On Golden Pit, this is the first time I've actually casted Golden Pit in TTL Season 3. So he knows exactly where his opponent's TC is, so he's going to try and lame. MbL is the Master Boar Lamer. That's not actually what MbL stands for, but some people just call him that anyways. It seems to fit. And then Repard, a player who showed a lot of promise last year and played very well to stay alive. He ended up getting 4th place in Titans League Gold. Had some pretty surprising victories as well from people who maybe know the scene. And, well, it's not a surprise that MbL is going to try and steal a boar here, guys. See, Repard's picked humans, and he wants to go for the second town center in Feudal. Very hard to stop the humans if they do so freely. So, MbL, this is his way of slowing that down. So here he goes. I'm going to go to Gaia Vision, because Gaia is really what you need to look for here. This is what Gaia can see. If at any point Gaia, which is a collective group of things, cannot see MbL's scout anymore, then the boar will just stop and go back. Right now, I mean, MbL's walking into the vision of his own boar. He's heading in close to the TC. He's lost a lot of scout HP. Repard's just kind of chosen to attack the scout instead of trying to even block it. But the second he tries to block it there, MbL stops. And MbL is beastly when it comes to boar laming. And he gets an extra boar. So, not bad. It didn't take him very long at all, actually. And the players are very close together. The good news for Repard, at least in this game thus far, is that he knows exactly where MbL is now because he was able to follow him home. So that's solid enough. I think if you do go for the 2 town centers in this map, you cannot go into the Golden Stone, though. It's just too big of a target, too big of a risk. The bad news for Repard is, as he tries to steal this boar... Oh, whoa. Okay, hold a second. Hold on a second. Remember, MbL's got the weaker scout? Oh, no way! Oh, MbL, he's such a beast. Repard thought I could maybe hit MbL's scout another time there. And so now Repard has lost his scout. So remember that time where I said there was going to be good news for Repard? Well, MbL blocked it. And now MbL is the scout, and Repard does not. So now, I don't even know if you can achieve the 2 TC boom without the boar. It's a good point. And now you don't have your scout to maybe push in some extra food because you went for the counter lane. So if MbL tries to steal your boar, it's going to happen. And if you try and steal his, expect it to be denied. But yeah, so in terms of the group, right? MbL's 8-1, probably going to get 1st place. Probably going to end up being promoted to Platinum for the next season. Because whoever's first in the group immediately does that. We don't know yet, because 2nd place Dark is on 6 wins. MbL and Dark haven't played each other yet. We don't know the results here. Like, if MbL loses 2-1, and then he goes up against Dark and loses that series, suddenly Dark's 1st place. But MbL's situation's kind of understood. Repard is in a 3-way tie between Nilly and Casva right now on 3 wins after 3 rounds, okay? However, Repard has never won a set. So he's 0-3 in sets, which is our first tiebreak. So we had a 4-way tie in Platinum, I think it was, last season, where like 4 people were on 6 wins. And so again, it's like, how many sets did you win? That's the first tiebreak. If that's tied, then it's your head-to-head when you played that player you're tied with who ended up winning. So basically, Repard has to play towards wins here. He has to get as many wins on the board. Just currently being behind a series is rough. And then obviously, this is the 4th round. He's now playing MbL. A lot of the other players who had lost, they'd already played MbL. Look at these walls, dude. This is... There's no way that... This is ridiculous. This is insane. 70 palisades. And he's not even fully walled yet. He's going to need like 5 more. Can someone add that up for me and tell me how much wood that is? MbL sees... He didn't really see the wall there. He's going to see that wall. What in the world? Like, that's like basically a town center worth of wood, it feels like. He wants to stay safe because he knows MbL might pressure him. And MbL, he's going to just drop an archer range. Vietnamese do have very cheap eco upgrades. You don't have to spend wood on your eco upgrades, so he goes for the wood for the farm upgrade. And he has a scout inside the walls, so he gets to see exactly what's happening here. Repard will go for the second town center. Seems like that's still going to be something he attempts. But guys, this does not look good. Actually, you know what he's going to do? Is he's going to build the TC with these vills. So that's kind of interesting. And yeah, he builds the TC there. And MbL's Spearman actually spots it too. MbL is probably like, wow, that's a lot of walling. But also, MbL would probably do the same thing in Repard's position. And there's always some concern when you're up against the Cumans. You never know. This 2-town center boom can get out of hand fast. MbL wants to disrupt. He wants to pressure. He wants to make it messy. 210 if it's 3 per wall. Okay, got it. Yeah, so, and then this is still open over here, but MbL, I don't think he's aware of that. What MbL actually wants to do is he wants to pressure the food income from Repard. And because you've made the second TC, which is 100 stone, on top of the wood, obviously, Repard actually won't be able to make a... What is that tower? Okay, I don't love that tower, but anyways, Repard won't be able to make a counter tower here. I mean, I guess that might deny a farm or two. I think maybe MbL wants to keep the stones away from Repard. So Repard will have a Vill lead soon. MbL's food economy isn't looking that great. Repard's isn't either. But Repard's going to be finished with these berries soon. I'm pretty sure you can just give this up. But you do still need to find a creative way to keep these archers out. And you'd almost have to wall like this. He's going to try and wall here. But that would leave you exposed. I think you need to wall a bit further back. This could get messy. Especially now that MbL is going to have fletching. MbL's little scout's just going to sit on top of that wall. Be annoying. Good job from Repard thus far. Archers from MbL is going to hop inside the tower. Villagers are going to keep battering the wall. MbL will plan on future towers. Repard walled out his stone, so he can never make a tower of his own here. And he's still expected to go for 2 town centers this whole time and create lots of villagers. That scout from MbL would be annoying me so much. It's on 1 HP. MbL will probably break through here. Repard, you need more walls. You just need to wall it up. I actually think what might be smart is with this town center, you send vills to gold and you drop a market and you buy stone. Because you need a tower eventually. You can make a third TC and Repard just taps out. Okay. He calculated it and said, I don't think I can do anything here. And that was not really the most entertaining game ever, but well played MbL. And for MbL, it was all from the start, right? He picked the Vietnamese, and he was able to get away with stealing a lot of resources. He dominated Repard in the lane war. Repard didn't have a scout anymore. I think the walls were like low confidence walls. And, well, you know, he really had no army at this point. Really felt like he had no way to stop this. And, I mean, the house was going to go down. Absolutely. The army was going to make its way through. Repard didn't have any walls yet. He just said, screw this. This is not going to be the game I get my win. So, 15-minute win for MbL in the first game. Moving him up to 9 wins now. Remember, it is $20 a win as well, so it's not bad for him. And res collected. There you go. KD. Actually, the boar got the kill. If I was a real clickbaiter, if I was a clickbaiter on bad videos, I prefer to clickbait on good videos because then you guys would stop watching. I say the boars had more kills than humans in this game. And I would just upload this, and then it would, really disappoint everyone because it was just one kill. But it's true. All right, so switch the colors again. I think the colors just make a bit more sense with these flags. And here we are in game number 2. And I think I received a small spoiler on something that may happen in this game. I will talk on it if I'm correct. It's not the result of the game. It's something specific that happens. It'll be interesting to talk about. So anyways, MbL's gone for the Teutons here. And this is a map that's not arena, but it's similar to it where there's a wall through the middle. The wall, however, is not a wall that either player owns. It's a wall that they would have to destroy. They don't have vision on it. They don't have any intel on it. So it spices things up a little bit. Repard played against FedEx in a ridiculous game that I should put on YouTube. Portuguese versus Turks it was. And he ended up getting an important result in that series and played very well in this map. It was ridiculous. We had siege towers, guys. We had siege towers involved. That's all I'll say. I don't think we'll see siege towers from Repard here, though. He's gone for the Portuguese. And Portuguese have a lot of potential on these maps. Okay, so MbL is being attacked by a wolf. And that wolf could kill this villager. And MbL hasn't reacted. And he almost loses the villager to the wolf. So, this is what I was referring to. I'm going to tell you why there's an issue. So first off, the wolves are part of the map. This is just by design. But guys, MbL didn't get an attack notification for that. And then there was a message from one of the players. Nikov brought it up. He's like, that could be really bad. Like losing one of your initial villagers to a wolf and not getting a notification is bad. This must be a map bug. And so we looked into it, and actually, right now, there is a bug where wolf notifications do not happen on custom maps, but they do happen on standard maps built into the game. So it is not Titans League maps that are bugged. All custom maps right now do not have wolf notifications. For some reason. We let the devs know, like, last night about it. But isn't that weird? That's so weird. So basically, guys, we need to do wolf nothing if this bug persists. If players would not get notifications on wolves attacking their villagers. So yeah, a little fun fact, I guess, for you, or not so fun fact. But yeah, I had seen someone mention it happened during this series. So I'm happy that MbL realized there in the last moment and saved his vill, because that would be... I mean, what are we supposed to do? It's part of the map. I wouldn't be able to do anything. Anyways, MbL being Teuton's probably going to play defensive here. Now, MbL is a pretty defensive player by nature. It's a map with walls. Teutons have good economy. The thing that's nice about Teutons is if your opponent goes for heavy monks, which players do with Portuguese sometimes, you resist conversions. So sometimes you see the Teuton players actually go for a lot of their own monks. And MbL is actually really strong with monks. So only for wolves or all attacks. I think it might actually just be... it might be all attacks, but it's definitely wolves. I had T West who's helped with the maps do the testing last night, so... Did this happen on someone on migration? I didn't know at the time that they probably weren't getting notifications for the attacks from wolves on migration, which made it twice as bad, obviously. But yeah, we did remove the wolves from migration. But this map, there's supposed to be wolves. It's to make it less likely that players are going to send villagers to tower this and pressure this in feudal. It's still an option, but it's just less likely. And occasionally those wolves will generate near resources and whatnot, so. Are there notifications for penguin attacks? I don't know. We did do the penguin nothing yesterday, so I'm going to assume they got notifications, but I didn't hear anything otherwise. So this will be a fast castle game here, guys. Oh, wolf is just going to attack this villager now. Shouldn't be a big deal, though. You should be able to shoot the wolf first. Well, you got to click. Shoot the wolf with the TC first. Oh, or not. Or you just do it this way. Okay. Just bring the boar around. Woo, woo, woo. As a programmer, I'm super curious what interactions in the code would cause such an oddly specific bug. Yeah, like those are the types of bugs that I can't necessarily get frustrated with the devs on. The obvious bugs, the things that you would find if you played one single game before you push out a patch to thousands and thousands of people. Those are the ones that frustrate me. But yeah, man, they're working off of the old code. They never rebuilt the game. It's just the old code, but it's definitive now, and they've added some things to it. So yeah, I'm not a programmer, but I can only imagine because that's so specific that it's pretty easy for things to go wrong at times. So 26 pop, or 26 vills rather, for Repard. So 27 pop, and he's on his way. 4 villagers on gold. Still feels to me like this will be monks from him. And MbL 3 on gold. I think MbL is one of the best monk players in the game. Like, if you're playing with 10 monks in Castle Age, I pick MbL every time. He's so good. Like, he control groups them all separately and is able to hit different targets so nicely. I think maybe in Imperial Age he might struggle a bit more. But you don't know what your opponent's building up towards necessarily. Working on the AoE codebase must be a bit of a nightmare. 25 years of layers and layers on the same engine. Yeah. Yeah. So, like I said, not that big of an issue for me. Like, I try and keep that perspective when there's bugs like that. Like, how are you supposed to expect them to test wolves attacking on custom maps versus standard maps? Like, yeah. You know, go back to work hotkey not working. That takes playing a game or two, right? And, you know, I imagine they should have people that should do that. And to go back to work hotkey plagued players during tournaments over the course of 2 months has since been fixed. But that's where I take a more hard stance to be like, come on now. You got to do better than that. So 5 on gold versus 7 on gold. This is going to be Monk War, man. This is definitely going to be Monk War. 7 on gold now for MbL too. Will be in a second anyways. Teutons just kind of neutralizes those crazy monk plays, at least on paper. We will see, though, if that's actually the case. Repard's collected more resources, more of every resource. I expected him to collect more resources because you get food from the berries, just like everyone else, but a little bit of wood from the berries as well with Portuguese. The Teutons don't have that bonus. MbL does have the cheaper farms, so he doesn't have to invest as much wood into the farms, but that doesn't lead to him collecting more resources. It's just saving more resources, which obviously can be quite nice. Guys, both players are attacking the same piece of stone wall right now. This is funny. It's like they've agreed, we will fight here. That's so funny. They're both helping each other. Like, MbL might be thinking, oh, yes, he's helping me because I will attack him. And Repard's thinking the same thing. Nothing like some good old teamwork between enemies. That is so funny. Who's going to add the siege? What if one of them just assumes the other one will add the siege and doesn't even add a siege workshop? That would be crazy. Like, look, siege workshop and monastery. But I bet you Repard's also going to have to go siege workshop and monastery. It'd be wild if he just goes 3 monasteries, knowing it's going to open up. Because 3 monasteries without siege would be bad here. If the wall's going to be down. Monastery, monastery. Does he go siege? No siege. University. Oh, he wants to go fast imp. Okay. So he did go for some type of a fast imp the last time I saw him play this map. Repard selling all of his stone. So he's hoping to click up to imp soon, but he doesn't quite have the res yet. Obviously, in the Imperial Age, then he could upgrade his monks to have more range. I think if you have 3 more range than Teuton monks, then you're going to be converting Teuton monks. However much longer it's going to take for conversion to come in, it, you know, like, I think that you're going to be able to get that amount of time out of the way with the extra 3 tiles of range. Okay, Repard's getting attacked. He sees the siege. He should now know this is going to be a bit of a push from MbL. MbL is on the 2nd town center, so he's investing into the long term with the economy. It's just 1 monastery and just 1 siege workshop from MbL. Repard's going to hope to snag these relics before this wall goes down, and he might be regretting now helping MbL take out the stone wall. I'm not sure how much it really helped, but maybe it's just like 1 less hit for MbL against the wall now. But I mean, Repard wanted to go through eventually anyways, and he's just going to go for monks. What he needs here, though, is he's going to need atonement, and he will also need sanctity so his monks don't die to the siege. And redemption to convert the siege. There's a lot of different things that he will really need to get in here, and he doesn't really have the gold right now. He did heal up his scout here, though. And MbL clicks atonement. MbL didn't spend 800 gold on going to the Imperial Age, guys. I think MbL, he must know, because he sees the university. There's no benefit to the university at this stage of the game unless it's just your 2nd building to go up to Imp. So I think that tells him that this will be fast in from Repard. I'm not sure he's expecting Repard to be up already. This uptime is pretty ridiculous. If Repard was on stone right now for a castle, I think this could work really well. MbL might even need to re-wall this to stop units from coming through. MbL scouts still running around. It's 2 monks for MbL with atonement. Soon to be 3. It's 3 monks, soon to be 5 for Repard. Wolf just went down. Scout looping back in. Attack round from MbL. Bam. Doesn't kill it because Repard pulls away. That's quality stuff right there. That is very well played from him. Getting block printing now. Yes, I think you just need patience here. You need patience, and you just need to wait until you have block printing. And the second you have block printing, you start pushing MbL back. I think MbL will need to buy stone to re-wall this. You don't want things to come through. You have to wall that gap. He doesn't have stone yet. He's actually adding a stable so he could add more scouts. But Teutons don't get light cap. Scouts against imp monks, I don't think it's going to be so good. You'd have to have a lot of them. Again, Teutons resist the conversions, but these monks have already kind of charged up. MbL's hoping, though, that the Teuton bonus pays off. He went in pretty quickly. It's paid off there. Scout got converted. MbL kills the scout. And now Repard is running away. Oh, God. Oh, God. This is actually disastrous for Repard right now. There's a lot of monks that could turn red. Oh, God. Okay, Teuton bonus holding MbL's position. MbL now has a massive eco lead. So, yeah, I honestly, I thought Repard would have had opportunities. Maybe he rushed it. Maybe he didn't have the numbers. Or maybe that's just the good old Teuton bonus. And now MbL's gonna have scouts. MbL has a 30 villager lead. And with these types of all-in pushes, normally that could be enough to put an end to it all. MbL really trying to kill this scout at the moment without killing his own monks. And, well, monks going for conversions. MbL got converted. But more red monks over here. MbL has 8 monks. There's only 3 monks for Repard. It's kind of funny. MbL doesn't have redemption or sanctity, though. So this MbL could kill all of his monks. He needs to bring those scouts in. Now 71 villagers for MbL and 39 for Repard. So the clock is ticking. Repard's adding a Feitoria, though. So that will bring in some resources for him. Mango gets a shot off. Mango goes down. Monk's still moving around. And there we go. Repard gets a conversion. But you have... I mean, even your villagers are exposed here with no loom right now. Repard has been so focused on the fast castling and it being a conversion war, he forgot about loom. So the scouts are going to wreck his gold villagers now. And MbL's conversions have been enough here. Again, he gets another conversion there. Gets another conversion there. Teuton bonus is paid off. Finally, Repard getting a few more conversions. But Repard's not going to have villagers pretty soon. He's getting Loom now, but Loom's going to be so late. No, Repard! No! These villagers are still going to die after Loom. Repard's monk count is much higher now. It's up to 12. And we've seen crazier comebacks. Well, actually, we haven't really seen crazier comebacks. It's a 60 villager lead. But no, that we have, with Fatorias especially, with these low eco types of pushes, seen comebacks happen. MbL just bringing in more scouts to pick off more monks. And he's using his own monks to convert more monks from Repard. And he's still getting those conversions. Look at all the red monks. Guys, what MbL did here, as MbL might even try and convert the Fatoria eventually, it would have been a horrible play with any other civ. But with Teutons, you can do this. And as I said at the start of the game, MbL does a really good job with monks. So credit to him with controlling the monks and getting the conversions consistently. While also doing this. Look at this economy. He's got 50 on food. His economy is ridiculous. I think Repard is toast here. Now, he's certainly toast. Because he's at 34 villagers. 7 monks at this point. Still no potential to push out across the map. And MbL will probably just stay in Castle Age at this point. Heresy for Repard? No, you can't invest 1,000 gold into Heresy when you're 60 vills behind. The type of strategy he chose here, it either works the whole way through or it doesn't. It's an all-in strategy. So if you stop all-ins in its tracks right when it needs to get going, typically you're going to be in a great spot to win the game, which is where MbL is now. So what needed to happen for Repard is actually a little bit more patience with his early monks. He thought, because I have block printing, I will convert MbL's monks, but he never really had his group of monks together. It was just like 1 or 2 or 3 at a time. I think that was the issue. Oh, you think he researched Heresy? Okay, maybe he did. I don't know. I didn't see it. I've just been focused on him losing everything, and had he gone for Heresy, I don't really think it would have helped too much, because at this point, it's just a scout rush from MbL. MbL's dominated this group. And MbL's dominating Repard. MbL with 2 wins now. That was Repard's home map, so we hope for Repard that he's got a little bit more in the tank, and it still could aim for a win, because Repard needs wins, man. He needs wins. He's at 3 wins with a 3-way tie with other players, but those other players at least have a series win, which is a tiebreak. So let's go back to when Imp came in. Okay, was Theocracy and not Heresy? Okay, yeah, that would make more sense. So let's see, when he's in Imp. Okay, so he's in Imp now. Okay, first thing he clicks is block printing. Then he gets redemption. Okay, so he has 5 monks, right? So I think from here, this to me felt like a good position for Repard to potentially push. Because the thinking is you convert all of this, you're on stone, you drop a forward castle, you go for Trebs. Let's see. Let's watch it again. I mean, he's kind of started the conversions. And then MbL goes in for his conversions. And straight up, like, MbL's Teuton bonus just pays off. I mean, monks switch sides, and then there's the weird scout thing, and that's a nice play from MbL. But that is just the Teuton bonus. I think, right? It has to be. Because I really don't think Repard's making mistakes and when he's going in for conversions. So MbL's civilization choice is awesome. Now, you then could maybe question why try and go heavy monks against Teutons. Teutons have the resistance bonus. But I think, at least I can't question the thinking too much, because my thinking was that you'd still actually have a chance with the 3 additional range to be able to get the conversions, even though it's Teutons. Total conversions in the game, Repard actually had more, but obviously he was like only going for monks. MbL killed a lot more. MbL collected a lot more of food and wood, and MbL would have continued to collect more resources if the game continued. Game 3, it hasn't been good for Repard, and he's Mongols. So expect heavy laming here, folks. I think that's the best way to get a lead. I know earlier in this series, he tried to steal a boar from MbL, and it didn't work out. But you're Mongols now. You've got to give it a shot. Aztecs for MbL on graveyards. This is MbL's home map, and that makes perfect sense for MbL's home map because this is as close as we get to Arabia in Titans League Season 3. There's also tons of relics on this map. So picking Aztecs, a civ that gets 33% more gold per relic, also feels like a nice pick. Lithuanian's another one because of the extra attack on their cav that they get with their relics. Yeah, you have the Mongol scouting bonus. You're down 2-0. Wins are important here. This is the situation I really like about TTL. It's like MbL is feeling comfortable. Obviously, he's going to win the series. MbL's in a great spot long term. But what's so cool about this, as Repard, he's going to miss. Oh, he sees the boar. He sees the boar. But, guys, every game matters. So if Repard's able to squeak out a win here, just like FedEx squeaked out a win against MbL at the start of TTL Season 3, it could be so important to his chances at survival, especially in this group. Now, MbL sees that boar is being stolen. And he's going to look for this. And let's see, will he be able to track it? Seems like he's going to miss it, actually, in that area he hadn't scouted. He's going to see that boar pop up in a moment. And MbL actually getting Loom and bringing 2 villagers forward here. Whoa. You think he has an idea that Repard is over here because he saw the berries? And so he wants to make this extremely messy. Repard should always get this boar, though. There should be no chance for MbL to stop this. MbL runs into the TC, actually, which is huge for Repard. And then Repard's going to teal the boar. So a good start for Repard here in this game. 2 villagers forward from MbL. Not the meta for the Aztecs at all. MbL's down a boar. He does know where the other boar is. I'm trying to see if he knows where his other sheep are. I think he's okay. He's actually going to find some sheep from Repard here. Yes, it's true. MbL was successfully lamed. Crazy stuff. Actually worked out. MbL's going to find a wood line here. There's no loom for Repard. On paper, I think the best way to get value here is you wall the villagers and then you attack. But Repard, will he notice that? Okay, there's a gate. MbL trying to block it. He's going to block 1 villager. That's going to be a villager kill. Well played, MbL. And obviously, there's potential for more here as well if Repard doesn't get the walls down. And MbL actually going to lame the wood line now. Just build some palisades there to make the wood income more complicated for Repard. So MbL not happy he's been lamed. Doing a bit of laming himself. Still could have some big problems getting to feudal age, though. He's against the Mongols. And Repard's going to click up here any moment. He's really going for it here, guys. Like, he's not messing around at all. Up the feudal age already? And I think you're fine with wood. You can just kill these palisades. You don't want to be taking these engagements if you can avoid it, but you can't really avoid it because MbL's being a pest. But, yeah, he's going to take Shagor trees for now. He should be able to head up to the next stage. He only has 15 villagers, though. So this is really light on economy. But again, you know, the timing is going to be so extreme. This is maybe his best chance he feels to kill MbL villagers. And on an open map, being Mongols, having all that extra hunt, this could be great. And here MbL blocking with the eagle. Still going to block with the eagle here. And Repard chose to dance, chose to play the villager fighting game. And that's going to be the second villager he loses to MbL here. Yep, again, just take out the palisades. You're fine. I mean, how many scouts can Repard realistically make here? I think you're so at the limit with resources, you cannot go for any eco upgrades. At least initially. Like, what does getting the wood upgrade do for you when you only have 4 on wood? I don't think that accomplishes too much. Repard has only lost units this game. It's 3-0 KD, MbL in the lead. He's going to waltz home now with those villagers. MbL has farmed it home. MbL has one more sheep at home. And he wasn't able to push any deer, right? So this guy's just chilling on that deer right now. MbL might not be able to click up. There's the stable for Repard. I think he's made the right call not to go for the wood upgrade. But MbL's scout tells him his opponent's going to be going scouts. Actually, the strategy that would probably give MbL the biggest headache would have been an archer opening. Because you can't wall out an archer opening. So MbL knows it will be scouts, and I expect a lot of walling around his woodline and his berries pretty soon. He did just lose his eagle. Interesting game, though, guys. If you're wondering why MbL has such a big Vil lead, it's because he didn't click Feudal Age as quickly, right? If we check res collected, Repard still has collected more. MbL adds a barracks now. Repard will show up and see this and really feel like he's got an opportunity. He'll have 2 full HP scouts. 3 could mean quite a few villager kills. Repard's an aggressive player. He wants to get some damage in. MbL sees this. And he's prepared to fight with villagers if he has to. I would say you need to get some walls down in MbL's position, but for whatever reason, MbL not interested in it. Couple walls around the woodline and the berries could have been possible, but he does have a lot of villagers in a condensed area, which makes it tough for the scouts. MbL's Vil micro is also really good there. Repard's just attacking the house in the meanwhile, waiting for another scout because he doesn't have the confidence to fight MbL off. And now MbL's going to make a spear. And he'll go for an archer range too. But scouts and towers have been good. Scouts and towers would be good, but having been in these situations before, sometimes even just those 4 villagers going out across the map feels like it hurts your economy so much. But yeah, I could have seen 4 scouts and then a tower going up at the same time maybe do something. MbL keeps the villager alive. Only lost the spearman thus far. That's an exposed villager, though. That should be a dead Vil. MbL's not a big Vil quick waller. That should be a dead Vil. It should be blocked, and it should be dead. And Repard kills it. He's lost 2 scouts, but he killed the spearman, killed the villager. He's got some nice momentum now. It's not too bad. Now is where you have to think. You have to remember you didn't get your wood upgrade, though, and you have to research that, which he could afford if he were to cancel some villagers. Like, people just, like, get it out of the way, and then you don't have to think about it, right? But when you're in that weird spot where initially your eco is struggling so much, you really sometimes feel as though, you know, you shouldn't get it, and then it's easy to forget. His thinking here is kill MbL in Feudal Age, because if this turns into Castle Age Aztecs with eagles and monks, and then it's MbL controlling them, it gets really tricky. Is this MbL, or is this the extreme AI? Like, just skirmishers and spears for MbL. All the high-level players joke about it, because no one else ever goes for as many spears and skirms if they're not Byzantines or something. But just MbL things, spears, skirms, just pure counter units right now. Will make life a little bit awkward for Repard, but it's not anything that will really ever kill villagers here, in most cases. Okay. Skirmishers, they will aim for the spears, and then if the skirmishers kill the spears, then all of MbL's skirms will die to the scouts that are looping back home from Repard. That's why a lot of pros don't play like MbL, because it's so easy to leave yourself exposed this way. Michael says, so if you run out of range of the boar you're stealing... So you can run out of range of the boar you're stealing if you're in vision of another boar? Yes. Because it's Gaia vision that matters. So the initial boar will always chase you as long as it sees you, and it will see you if Gaia sees you. Because it is part of Gaia. That makes sense. MbL's solution to, you know, potentially being out-microed by skirms on spears is just add more skirms and add more spears. He just says, okay, I'll just add more of this stuff. It's fine. And so Repard initially, with the numbers that MbL showed him at his base, would have been in a good spot. Now he takes this fight, and that is a really bad fight for Repard, I think. He loses all of his scouts. And so now he's just got skirmishers out there. And MbL actually has the higher skirm count anyways. And MbL maybe even will think about some eagles as he's just transferred over to gold. And this is... It's just so weird, dude. It's just like such a MbL thing to do. And there's nothing really that special or crazy about it. But he's just able to gain control over the game. Seems very comfortable. Repard having to add more scouts, always a bit of a bad sign, right? Like bees. That's so funny to say Gaia are like bees. If one sees you, they all see you. That's funny. I'm going to steal that. No upgrades on the skirms yet. MbL is about to get his, but you know, he's got more skirmishers, and Repard, he's just taking some really bad fights here, guys. There's a bad fight on the hill that maybe he felt like he needed to force. Maybe he misjudged it. Kind of hard to say. And now it's really hard to come back. If Mongols fall behind in Feudal Age, you know something has gone wrong. Remember, the lame was so well executed from Repard, but then MbL counter-lamed, killed 2 villagers in Dark Age. Didn't take many losses from the scouts. The only loss he took from the scouts was that one villager he had made a mistake with. Oh, now there's even a wolf here. Titans League doesn't like Repard. What are the map scripts doing to this guy? Woo, 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 woo. MbL gets the kill in the end. But yeah, this, there's a word for this. This is a bit of a stomp. And Repard, I think he understands he's behind. And now his next idea is the only way I come back is if I go Castle Age. So he sells all his stone, uses the market, and I think is correctly determined he won't have time to go Castle Age. MbL will have archers and eagles. These villagers will go down. These villagers will go down. He's just dead. And MbL gets a 3-0 result. Puts Repard in a really difficult position. We're going to look at the stats now to see what's possible for him. But with Repard having one more series, he probably is going to need to win that series 2-1 or 3-0 to have a chance at survival. MbL also more than likely going to be first. But let's see what the probabilities have to say. We're looking at Group D. All right, so with that result, MbL wins 3. MbL a 94% favorite to get first place in that group. Dark a 75% favorite to get second in that group. We're actually going to cast Dark and FedEx next. So that'll be interesting. FedEx with 4 points is going to hope to get some wins there. But it says here Repard still has a 6% chance for fourth. And to me that makes sense because, you know, it's 4-3-3-3 here. So Repard's going to hope that all of these other players lose and lose badly. So he will hope that Dark beats FedEx, for example. And then in the final series for Repard will actually be against Nilly. And so maybe there's a world where he could beat Nilly 3-0 or 2-1 and jump up to fourth at least. So I think the good news for Repard is that everyone else besides Dark and MbL has been struggling. That's the good news. The bad news, obviously, is the next round is coming for FedEx, Kasva, and Nilly, and you've just gotten swept. Nilly will be playing Kasva, Nilly will be playing Repard, Kasva playing FedEx. So, good stuff coming. But yeah, that's the update in terms of the odds. Probably going to see Repard end up in 5th or 6th place in this group. The good news for the others that they don't have quite as much competition.